As educators, we give feedback all the time, but not all feedback serves the same purpose. Today, we're breaking down the difference between formative and summative feedback, when to use each, and how to make both types work for your students. Here we go. First, let's see what formative feedback is. Formative feedback is the one given during the learning process. It's meant to help students improve before their work is finalized or graded. Think of it like a coach giving tips during practice, not after the game is over. Let's explore some examples of formative feedback.
You've got the right idea here. Now add more evidence to support it.
Try using a different method to solve this equation and see what happens.
Remember to check subject-verb agreement in your sentences. You use it during classwork, in drafts, rough sketches, or practice activities. It is used when students are still figuring things out. It is very important because formative feedback helps students make corrections, grow their skills, and develop deeper understanding as they learn.
Summative feedback comes after learning is completed, usually at the end of a unit, project, or course. It's meant to evaluate performance. This is like the score after the game. It reflects how well students performed overall. Here are examples of summative feedback.
Great analysis overall, especially your use of historical context.
You met most of the learning objectives, but clarity in your conclusion needs work.
Rubric scores with a few final comments. It is used at the end of a unit or assignment, after final presentations or tests, or when you're reporting progress. Summative feedback helps students understand where they ended up and gives you data to evaluate how effective your teaching is. Let's break it down side by side. On the one hand, formative feedback aims at improving learning. It is received by the student throughout the whole learning process in the form of detailed suggestions or comments while they work on practice exercises, and it results in the personal growth and learning what is being taught. On the other hand, summative feedback is given to evaluate whether the student actually learned or not. The teacher gives it at the end of the unit or course via final rubrics or grades, usually in the form of a report card, or the mark in an exam, and it helps both the student and the teacher know if the content has been effectively learnt. Think of formative as feedback for learning, and summative as feedback on learning. Here's a trio of specific examples, and how to use each type of feedback. In our first scenario, students are writing essays. Formative feedback would be the comments you give your students on a rough draft. Summative feedback here would be the grade and comments on the final submission. Our second case, learning a math concept. Formative feedback would look like exit tickets, whiteboard checks, or quick verbal feedback, and summative would be a unit test or final project. Lastly, if they need to make a group presentation, the feedback you give during rehearsal is formative. The evaluation on presentation day with a rubric would then be the summative feedback. Use formative feedback early and often. The more support students get during learning, the better their summative results will be. The most effective classrooms use both formative and summative feedback, not just to grade students, but to guide them. Encourage students to reflect on formative feedback before revising. Use summative feedback to set goals for the next time they study. And remember, how you deliver feedback matters just as much as when you give it. To recap, formative feedback helps students improve during learning. Summative feedback reflects performance after learning. Use both, and use them well, to build confidence, skill, and understanding.